of things or let me reflect about things. The whole season did. It's very intense. This doesn't. So thank you for nothing, I guess. So Ruby holds the thingy. So now the spoon is completely forgot. Everything the spoon did, from the totally random what the fuck scene in the boring tent, was stuff the doctor could have also be doing by just telling. You could have just talked about that shit. Because, you know, when you have memory, you can just talk about memory. You don't need a TARDIS that is connected to a monitor of a time window, which is still perfectly working as its own time window, with a spoon from a random planet plunged into it. You don't need all of those thingies and plot devices to tell somebody what you can memorize. Memory actually works way easier. I remember that I felt very angry when I watched this scene first because it's bullshit. So, fuck that shit.
She drives us crazy, but Sutek, oh. He's been riding on the back of the TARDIS for all the time and space, and then he can't see one woman. One woman, one singular, mysterious woman. No wonder he's keeping us alive.
One singular, mysterious woman, no wonder he's keeping us alive. Okay, we listen to that shit again. He explains to us, first time we ever hear about this. First time ever. Ever. Okay. Sutek. Okay, look. Sutek, not at my penis. Sutek, the god of death, clinging onto the TARDIS for 800 years of TARDIS time, like Doctor running living time, so also plus adventures on the side, maybe some more time the TARDIS lived through, maybe less, I don't know, let's just say it's the time of the Doctor, it's about 600, 700 years, 800 years, I don't know how old Jodie Whittaker got, I even don't want to know. So, let's say it's 800 years, okay. 800 years long, Sutek clinged onto the TARDIS. He regained his power, he got stronger. And he still, at some point, he started his little projects, like dropping deathbots everywhere and everywhere. So he was pretty strong at the time, because every time the TARDIS landed, he focused and he created a deathbot so he can kill all of time and space. That was his plan. And he traveled with the TARDIS all along. He went to every fucking shitty place. He was there all along, all the time. So, watching at a random woman crying at night made him so like, this is so mysterious. I have to let my arch enemy live because I believe and I think that this moment is super important. It's just my imagination and my belief. That is what this episode wants to tell us and sell us or claim is the solution. That's it. Sutek just like, oh my god, this is driving me crazy. This is driving me so crazy. I'm not even trying to kill those people because I want to know so badly the name of this person in this night. That's the one thing that's most important. Forget about my fucking empire of death. Forget about one thing persisting, which persisting means somebody's actively fighting back or just pushing, holding on through. It's not persisting, somebody is persisting. That does not mean, oh, I'm very curious about this one person with the cloak. That one night, all of the thousands of nights, there was this one person and she was aiming at us. She was really aiming, maybe TARDIS, or me, or the Doctor. Maybe also the road sign, nobody knows. But she was aiming really hard and this person, it will not get up. So, and so on and so on. Just imagine a 5-minute dialogue from Sutek screaming at the end, Ruby's mother! Like the Doctor did before with that universe. They could have done this, and I'm so glad. When you see it like that, you can be glad for all the shit they didn't do. Because this would have been a possibility. They could have also been doing this, like Sutek really getting angry about that shit. Which does not make any sense at all. Sutek never, up to this point, he never even mentioned it.
One woman, one singular, mysterious woman.
One singular, mysterious woman. Yeah. Okay, given that it all does not make sense because they all should be dead.
To figure out the answer, who is she?
Say.
If the gods are scared of him, what the hell does that mean? She's not this big cosmic thing, is she? Because in that case...
They talk about the big cosmic thingy. And me personally, I guess they will build it up. I guess we are presented with all this bullshit. All of the episode is bullshit. So just it can work as a season finale. This is my theory. They decided it's more important to have a working out season finale where we kind of hint to it's all bullshit. It's all a story. Would make sense. Ruby being the god of story would totally make sense. Or something, a mother being that would all work out. But I don't want to be like for 2 seasons or 3 seasons. I don't want to be in a not real world. This feels so... I mean, this is so doubling up. It's like in theater when they come on stage and they tell you we're just acting. Now I'm the real me, and when I play the role I'm an actress, actor, whatever. And in a fantasy show, switching to a narrative of now it's just a fantasy story, fantasy verse inside this fantasy verse. It's kind of lame. I'm sorry for that. I mean, maybe it was a good idea on paper, and it is the best way to get out of this shithole you made, and it would be kind of nice next build-up again, because there's lots of shit that still can lead to this, and we still don't have a fucking clue who Ruby and her mother is. Because when this theory is true, I think it is. Ruby's mother is fabricated, and Ruby's power fabricated the mother, and she fabricated also all the explanations for it. So because she wanted her mother to be that in that night, she fabricated that. But while in fact the original being who put her at the church, and maybe herself, and maybe a god, I think it's Ruby in a kind of a time loop. That's my theory. It's Ruby herself, and it's totally important that she does that. It's super important for the universe or the Doctor. It is the end of the storyline. I'm quite sure about that. So at the end of Ruby will say that she cannot adventure anymore because her adventures are just closed off. She is a standing legend. I'm sorry, I have to kill this. I don't have a minimal tolerance for flies. I'm sorry, I just have to kill that fly. So this is it. This is the big ending. There was also some killing involved because I killed that fly. I have 0 tolerance for flies in my rooms. So
What am I, Ruby?
who am I? What am I? You're just... Ruby Sunday is just a normal 18-year-old girl. Beautiful actress. I mean, the dress in this episode, the dresses are totally worth looking at. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a sexist. She's just beautiful, and it's fun to look at both of them acting. Also Mel, I'm not about the age or something. It's just great. because they're great actors, and they have beautiful costumes. And we waited for this very hard. I waited for this very hard. So, of course I got emotional. If it were any good, I would have cried. If it were any intelligent, I would have thought a lot. If it were any radical, I would have protested a lot. But it's just shitty. So I feel shitty too.
You are absolutely human.
But who was she, and why was she pointing at you?
You are absolutely human. except for a god told us there's something wrong with you, your music is so powerful that I don't even want to touch you anymore. And when something special happens around Ruby, it starts to snow. So that's absolutely human. Budget line number, let's say 70. I cannot count all the lines. I mean, I could, but I'm not like that. Okay, Sutek tries to take over Mel, and the actress acts that she realizes this. It's not like it's in the background. It's not like oh, there's something happening in my mind, but I don't even realize it. It's only strange. She is acting, and the narrative is telling us. The pictures are telling us. She knows. She hears the voice.
I saw.
And she...
We can find the living through time.
Yeah, they use the TARDIS to find... No, not really. I'm sorry about that. They don't... Wow, crazy. They don't even use the TARDIS. Some deathbot is using some computer with telekinesis or computer telepathy. Even though the other deathbots still press switches. Like, what is this? How is this a thing? Like, they use machines like normal machine uses, and now this brain-dead killer machine uses it with computer telepathy. We can find the living through time. This is bullshit line 18. And Mel seems to feel it, realizing it, reflecting on it. An actor gets input, and he will receive the input, and he will build a reaction to that, and he will send the reaction. So that's what the actress does, and that's what Mel does. So automatically her character gets 1000% dishonored because she was the doctor's assistant for very, very long. She's badass. She's also a cool character. I love her. Mel is really cool. And she doesn't say. She simply does not say. So that meaning she is like every simple asshole cunt that doesn't tell when she got bitten by zombies, or that she is possessed, or that the enemy tries to control her. She's telling none of that shit. Nothing. Nada. So, there are two theories. First I thought, okay, that's fucked up. Mel cannot fight and she does not show a fight. She is already in control. That was my first theory, because why wouldn't she tell? Why wouldn't she talk about this? Why wouldn't she? That would be a very important information that Sutek tries to spy through her and tries to take control of it. It would be super important for everybody to know. But she doesn't tell. So, why do you go all retard here? If Mel still has a mind and perception and a fighting will, as we see later she has, why wouldn't she tell? And if she wouldn't have fighting will and the spirit, why does she fight later on? Anyway, this is just full retard. Don't go full retard. And Mel does not talk about this. This is so weak. This is so weak. Anyway. So again, Pantheon people, Toymaker, Maestro, they were able, again maybe, they were able to go anywhere, but Sutek needs fucking computers. He needs fucking TARDISes and fucking buttons and monitors to find people. Like, that guy is really weak. Okay, let's continue.
The government says.
Okay, who's up?
I mean, the government has collapsed and shaken up, so.
Okay, election 46. explainer, explainer something, giving some clues for the next seasons. This Wojak and this fairies and the god of stories and the powers of Ruby, all of them will be more stuff. You know, I really lost trust, so I cannot hope it will build up to towards something better. This is like, you know, Lost is finished. Imagine they would announce 3 more seasons of Lost. How could you? How would you even? How would it be a thing? It would. So this is also not a thing. They now, the machine. It's shameful to even quote stuff because nothing works here. So nothing they say or claim has any response in the imminent reality of the episode. It's just like South Park, that every time they talk, it's just shit, literally shit, dog shit coming out their mouths. Because when you make a scala about the worth of lines and about the trust you have in something to be claimed to be real in the story, in the boundaries of the story, this episode is, when you go up to 100, it's 1 to 5 max. It's in the category of dog shit coming out of people's mouths, and really actors that are hurt by the shit they have to act for. Like, they're pushing so hard, they're trying so hard, I really can feel their pain. So, not for this, I mean, this is just a short episode. They just had like 2 minutes of episode playing an interview. There's no pain here because they are happy for next season and for all the stuff they can play in the future. And they don't care about the big context of, oh my god, how does my character look like? How will I look like? Oh my god, what is this shit? This will never work. As you can see in the hidden thoughts of Millie and EQT. I claim now, they are so professional you cannot really see it, but you feel it in some lines. So, in a dead universe that is dead and is dying, and Time and Space and the universe are dead, and nothing has ever existed, and it's dead all along, there is this memory of Ruby, supposedly, but Ruby never experienced that shit. It's in her future, she never lived through that. And yeah, I know 73 yards, but that wasn't Ruby. Her death loop and ghost led to ending this specific loop, so she never experienced it. Yeah, time echoes, blah blah blah, timey-wimey, it's okay, but this is not a concrete memory. This is a story device. And then we need to know my mother, because my mother is super important, we just claimed. So we need to have the device thingy that shows my mother. And this is not technology from Gallifrey, or the TARDIS, or just the Doctor, or we just traveling. You know, my mother went around that corner. We could just travel there, not be seen because of the perception filter, look where she's going, and we would know her name instantly using a TARDIS. Super easy. Smooth. We are time travelers. We can find out super easily. It's just not convenient for the story that we find out, so you are a bitch about it, and so we even addressed that. Doctor, this is not typical for you. Rules and boundaries, blah 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 blah. Rose even said that line, so the fans wouldn't. It's like, oh no, we don't want the fans to cry out so loud, so we put that line in to show that we even thought about it and we care. No, they don't. It's just convenience.
Let me see.
No,
Nothing.
give it to me. There, let me in.
Show me.
Particular, the DNA testing regime.
It's giving you another answer. What is it?
It's giving you another answer. Okay. The Doctor, bullshit line 80, explaining what the explainer thingy does. Like as if the audience has a combined IQ of 2. Like the thing is supposedly showing us random stuff, but it's just a little dia show of what we need as the next thingy to win. The next thing we need is the data with your mother's name, because then we can fake out Sutek with the goal to rope him like a dog. That's the end goal, to rope him like a dog. Physical power. Plus technology. We already have right now. So all we need, we have right now. But Sutek is super hyped for the name of the woman that was your mother. Super hyped and stoked. So this monitor shows you 46, where you've never been, as your memory. It doesn't react to me, even though I am the one who has been there. So this all hints to the story god stuff.
Well, that's the guy.
To a real bad story god stuff though. Like a story god who doesn't care. Story god who not bothers for all the rules of stories.
Who's he?
My report is compulsory DNA testing for the entire population.
Roger, up with him. Amongst
Also, a DNA stamp of everybody is super sympathical and people would love it. Like, yeah. I mean, of course, in 22 years they could. Yeah, I take that back. That is one thing that's realistic. Totally. Okay, I take that back 100%.
dangerous prime minister in history.
Spoilers! So like, he sees it's election 46 and he still tells her. Like, what for? Why do you give her that information? Why do you care so much about all the other times, and why don't you care now? Because she does not need that information right now. It's just expose and explain-a-bear for us.
That's 2046. You haven't met him, have you?
No, I couldn't look at her.
You never met him, have you? When she time traveled, she was with you. And you know this is from the future. 20 years in the future. So this is like the thing, this is exactly like the thing showing pictures of, I don't know, Scarrow, or Scarrow, or Davros, Davros was the name, and the doctor asking Ruby, you never had tea with Davros, did you? And she's like, no, how could I? He lived 1,000 years in the future and on another planet. So this is the exact same. A time traveler should know this shit. And honestly, I never had the feeling, as with Amy and stuff, or with some other doctors, they did not tell that there are a lot of adventures. What we saw, what we got is what happened. There is not